Hello and welcome to another Customer Service Champions training video. My name is Tal Schnall. I'm your customer service coach, speaker, and mentor. I'm really delighted and excited to show this video to you because I know I had many people ask me these questions about how do we empower call center customer service, frontline ambassadors, however you want to call them. There's people who are serving people, right? So I want to share with you, first of all, just a quick personal story. You know, when I started in the business, the hotel business, I had very minimal skills and resources and tools to be successful in my job. So I had to learn from other people. And I was lucky because what I did is I learned from mentors and I learned from leaders in the industry who kind of showed me the way. They gave me some guidance and they gave me great coaching in order for me to be successful in the customer service field, because it's so important. They realized something that when I was younger, I didn't realize the importance of it. But the importance of building loyalty begins with the frontline employees. The frontline ambassadors are the ones that are going to be taken care of. What these mentors did for me is they realized that if they invested in my talent and my gifts and what I have inside and how I can grow and develop, then they knew that the business will thrive. They knew that there's going to be new relationships. They knew that we can take that to the next level as a team, because if we are serious about customer service, we are serious about the business of creating customers and creating loyalty, then we know that the people are going to be the ones that we need to invest in them and create more positive ambassadors for our brand. So I had to learn a lot of that when I was younger, and I had great people around me to learn it from. But today environment is changing, and there's more focus on this leadership and development and learning. There's more focus into it. So if you're a leader out there, you may be asking the questions, well, how can I do more of that? And I want to ask you, you know, as a leader who works in the service business, whether you can take your current customer satisfaction and loyalty to the next level. And I think that all of us can. So let's think about those 5 ways that I want to share with you, 5 strategies for you. And I think they apply not only to hospitality, but they apply in every business that serves the customer. So why not use them wherever you are? So number 1 that I want you to think about is be thinking about training as an ongoing event rather than a one-time event, a one-time shot. Many business owners and many training people, what they do is they train you when you first come into the organization, maybe the first month, couple modules, maybe some of it is online, some of it is on a classroom style. But your leadership is not a one-time event. So what you have to think about is, how do I create a program that can be an ongoing training program? Some of the things that we do in hospitality are short, they're short huddles, and we emphasize a training point each and every day, a customer service topic, and other things that can help the team be more engaged and connected to the purpose of serving the customer. So that's one example. But you may think in your own leadership role, how do I do more of that? How can I do the small bites of training that can really connect with people and engage them on a daily basis? Because our leadership, when we put the leadership hat on, it is about doing some of that. So we have to be the coach, the trainer, the person who's there to create that level of commitment and a level of engagement and development in our organization, which leads me to number 2, and that is about coaching and developing your people. Now, you may ask the question, what's the difference between training and ongoing training, Tal, to coaching and developing? Coaching is usually done, especially if you're working with frontline employees or frontline ambassadors. Coaching is done on the moment, if you will. There are opportunities for us to guide and support our team whenever those situations happen. And there may be a couple of opportunities there that you need to step in as a leader, not necessarily micromanage that employee or the team, but offer some suggestions on what they can do differently or what we can learn from those situations. And that's what a great coach does, is that setting people up for success does not mean that you're micromanaging or criticizing them, but you want to support and guide them in a way that they can get a better buy-in from you as a leader. And that's the great thing about coaching and mentoring. It's not a one-time event either, but it's an ongoing thing that you do every day to help your team. So that's what you're there for as a leader, is to help the team. Number 3 is making sure that there's clear lines of empowerment and authority in your organization. I think that what happens in many places, there's no clear lines of authority. People don't know what they can make a decision on. There's a problem, the customer's having a problem, and then the person who's helping the customer is not really clear on what their authority is. They're not really clear on their empowerment and what they can do to take care of the customer. And so instead what happens is they say, well, let me talk to my manager, let me talk to my supervisor, and it creates kind of a situation where people are stuck. Your customers are stuck and you're stuck, as if you're working there to try to help. So be clear as a leader with your team on what those lines of authority are, what is those lines of empowerment are, because the more they understand and they're pretty clear about it, the better they can serve that customer to make sure that they deliver solutions and areas of improvements. Now let's talk about number 4 is building on success and strength. You know, one of the things that I think that people want to be part of is that they want to know that they're working in the areas of strength. They want to know that if you and I are working in our areas of strength, then we know that we can contribute better. I mean, you know, if you're in a situation where you're working on your weaknesses, then it doesn't help the organization. So what do you do as a leader, right? That's the question. So as a leader, identify the areas of strength that your team has there and find out. And let me give you an example. Someone may be a person who has some really great social people skills, right? So you want that person on the front, maybe at the door, greeting people, welcoming people, engaging with them, creating those conversations with the customer. Maybe someone is better on the details. They need to detail out a contract. They need to detail out certain things that the customer really can benefit from their area of strength. So those are some examples as you want to be thinking about, well, how do I figure out what their strengths are? How do I work with their strengths and talents and gifts? And so you as a leader, you're not there to highlight you know, those areas of weaknesses. That's not why you hire them, but you want to identify what those are. I think what the best coaches do, if you look at any sports team, what they do is they look at those areas of strengths and they position their people in those areas of strength. No matter what sports you're looking at, the best teams always understand that someone may be stronger at this area than the other person, but you want to align that and be great at it. So number 5 is the last, but really one of the most important things that we forget to do as leaders is to celebrate, recognize success, and to appreciate and be grateful for what we have in our team. I think that we need to take the time. Some people are better than others about this. Well, what they do is that they take the time to really connect and celebrate those successes. I think there are many opportunities to, in your business, to talk about what is a success story for you? What is a success story for some of your ambassadors? What would they say if we asked them, you know, can you tell me about a customer success moment? What was that like? And what would that magic happen? And what would those positive lasting memories there, what were they? And so be thinking about that, because that's important as you try to build a positive culture in your organization. Be thinking about those things, because when you do, your people become more empowered. The people become they can serve the best. They can serve the customer in a great way that can take them to the next level. Because when people are, and I think this is where some people think of it as kind of a feel-good kind of environment, but what has to happen is that your people need to feel that they are part of a culture that takes care of people in a way that you understanding what comes first. I mean, there are businesses that You know, they say a customer is king, the customer comes first, customers is our paycheck, and those are important things. But remember that that's always a result of what you're trying to do in your organization. So by taking care of your people doesn't mean you know, you're giving them a hug and it feels good. But what it means is that you practicing those 5 things, those 5 strategies, and that way your leadership role is more effective than, you know, than the warm and fuzzy stuff. Not to say that it's not important, but you really need to provide things to your people that serve the customer, because at the end of the day they want 2 things in their leaders, and that is character and competence. So you have the character now, hopefully you have the values and the character-based leadership. Now what you have to do is to make sure that you have the competence to go along with that and providing that to your people, and that's how they succeed. And when they succeed, you have more customer retention. So hopefully you got a couple of added value messages from this video. You can always connect with me. My name is Tal Schnell. I'm your customer service coach, speaker, and mentor. I'm always delighted to learn more about your world and what you're trying to do and what you're trying to achieve with your business, because if you take your customers' service and turn it into customer loyalty, your business thrives. So thank you so much for watching this video. Drop me a comment and your feedback. I'd love to learn more about what your ideas about this whole empowerment and how do we set people up for success. Thank you so much for tuning in.